Okay, it's a beautiful, typical Sydney afternoon. It's 2:08 p.m. at RAAF base Richmond. I'm going to fly about 10 miles south to the Aquatic facilities Olympic down there at Penrith, which is part of this Lithgow flight plan. But being as we're going to be very slow, we're going to go very low and see what we can see between here and waypoint 1. Okay, let's get some throttle going. About 80% seems to be the go, and then a bit of collective. Very gingerly, and off we go to the south. So I'm going to try to fly pretty low most of the way, or some of the way. So this is the University of Western Sydney campus, or one of their campuses. And awesome buildings actually. Let's keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I've got to get my left foot on that anti-torque pedal. Be nice if there was a way to trim that. So plenty of large areas here to practice takeoffs and landings, which I've been doing. Simulated, of course, because I hit a few trees, I've got to say. So up to about 30 knots, yep. Let's keep going. There's a nice pond up ahead, which I saw in a previous flight, so we'll head straight for that. Look at the detail in the terrain here. Like, you wouldn't want to land just there, you'd probably tip over. Flying the Bell 407, of course. Now, something we haven't got yet is ripples coming off the rotors onto the water. I'm sure that will eventuate. I mean, that is absolutely classic Aussie parkland actually. Very dry ground. Some kind of horse exercise track here, I guess. Possibly. Go between these trees. I'll keep going straight ahead. So we're heading kind of southwest. Yeah, we're about 215 actually. Now let's concentrate here. So these buildings are just awesome. Just do a little touchdown. There we go. And up we go again. I'm getting the hang of it. So it's fingertip control seems to be the go. So I've got my collective nestled in the crook of all of my fingers, the left hand, and just the fingertips extended onto the top of the joystick on the right hand. That seems to be working pretty well. My elbows resting, so got a lot of leverage there. Now let's go over these trees. And what's our heading? Yep, we're still going southwest, so we'll just keep jumping across these clear areas, because flying around in the MiG and various other noisy beasts. You never get to see all this stuff. And it's amazing. I'm going to go over that pond and continue kind of southwest. And I'm going northwest at the moment. We'll get our bearings back. That is awesome. Heading west now. Let's check my map. Yep, we're kind of in the right direction. I'm not going to take my eyes off the view to check the name of this park, but what a great area to come and practice your chopper action. Because it's got enough enclosed areas to be interesting, but also enough escape routes to be forgiving. Okay, let's check our heading. 240, we want to go a bit more to the south. Although, heading this way, we're going to hit the north end of that aquatic facility pretty soon, so I think we'll just keep going. Just checking my maps. Yeah, we'll be right, we'll be right. Okay, we're going to climb now. A bit more throttle will help. So I finally got my throttle and collective maps separately, which is great. Yeah, for 2 years I've been putting up with the
MiGMan's 007, continue for west departure.
Oh, that took a while. Mike India Golf copy.
Richmond Tower, MiGMan's 007, continue for west departure.
Yeah, the after I used the target software to combine my pedals, throttle and stick into one device, the throttle would still show up as a separate device in Microsoft Flight Sim. I've just been putting up with it, but there's been a lot of conflicts of accesses and all that. You know, the solution was pretty low tech. I just unplugged everything, plugged it all in again, and ran my target software, got into the sim, and yay, the throttle is not showing up separately. Mind you, I did make sure to plug it back into a different USB port, which I was a bit worried about, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it did fix it in this case. So now all three inputs, throttle, rudder, pedal and stick are all seen as one device by the sim.
MiGMan's 007, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
That's when I was able to map the the throttle and collective separately, and it's just working swimmingly well. Mike India Golf copy.
Richmond Tower, MiGMan's 007, frequency change.
Climbing a bit here, we're heading still 215 southwest, and you can just see the Nepean River appearing. Let's climb a bit more, and then to the left we should see the beginning of the aquatic facilities, Olympic aquatic facilities. Now I've got the grass settings on high, I think, so tempted to try ultra. I think I will later, but frame rates are the thing. But we'll give it a go, because it might actually be nice if the rotor wash moved the grass as well. I guess that'll happen when it moves the water. Okay, here we go. We're reaching the Olympic facilities, which I've never explored at this altitude, that's for sure. So let's head down the road here. So we've got a slight breeze. Yes, there's a readout here somewhere, just can't see it. pay attention. So nice. Doing about 100 knots. So this thing can actually move along more briskly than a lot of the light aircraft I've got. And then hover. So you think about that. It's got to be pretty much an ideal sightseeing platform, actually. Plus the fact you can land anywhere. Okay, let's just climb a bit and see where we're going. Well, I think I'll keep it simple. I'll just fly. I think I'll fly down the west side because there's probably not a lot going on over there, and we're halfway down already. And then I'll swing around the left, come back up over Penrith, and back up north to the airport. We'll see a lot more detail that way. Because over on the west here, it looks like you've pretty much just got the road abutting straight onto the lower part of the Blue Mountains, which is all bushland. So let's do that. Oops, looks like the wind just changed there. Yeah, it's gone very calm. Okay, down we go. Heading south. Almost at the southern end of the facility. Probably go down to the bridge and turn left, I think. Yeah, what are we up to? 12 minutes now, so that'll make it about 25-minute flight, which is probably long enough. Assuming I get back in one piece. Okay, let's see, let's climb a bit and see what we can see. So that's the end of the facility. Everything looks close on the map, but of course at these slow speeds, talking several minutes to inch across the map. So a couple of miles to the south is where you drive up into the mountains on the Great Western Highway. Are we going to see it? It must be almost there. I think it's here actually. Yep, there's the bridge I was looking for. Right. Yes, that's a good navigation point. So I'll start to swing back to the northeast now and get back to Richmond. Very good. And watch the power lines there. Now there's actually a road. I'm just going to check my map. We'll play it by ear. Yeah, look, let's head up here, up the eastern side of the facility. And there is a road just a couple of miles to the right, which takes us right back to the airbase, but that's okay, we'll still get there. But the main point of coming down today was to look at the facility, and let's stick to that. I'll stick to this road actually. I wonder if I can get a version of this with float planes. That would even increase the versatility even more. But, you know, the grass is always greener too. I think we might as well keep going up the river, actually. .30 knots. Back to the northern end of the Olympic facility. I just love the fluidity. I don't have a frame rate counter on because I find if you do that you just keep looking at it. But what I'm just observing is the fluidity, which by the way often does not render correctly on YouTube, which is quite frustrating because this is silky smooth here, and I don't know, the way they process the videos, you often get all these micro stutters in there, which is not the way I fly, because one thing I really love about this sim is pretty much seeing the end of stutters in most circumstances, except for photogrammetry, but don't get me started on that. The abomination. Okay, that's where we crossed the University of Western Sydney parklands, and the airport will be just beyond there, if I'm correct. Let's climb a bit and see if we can see the wood for the trees. Not seeing a lot of clearings. Yeah, the airport's about 1 o'clock. Actually, that looks promising over there. Let's have a look. And of course, it's always good to know where there are areas you can land in case of engine failure, etc. Getting to know the neighbourhood. Yeah, it's a nice clear area. Okay, we'll just cut around these to the north of these trees. Give ourselves more options. It looks like where I flew through on the way down, actually. Yeah, the pond and I reckon that's it. I think I flew through that gap. Pretty sure I did. Okay, I'll just stick with the water here. We should come in on the western end of Richmond Air Base. So let's get down a bit lower, see if we can... Yeah, there's the road we crossed on the way down. Stay above these trees. Looking for a gap, but there wasn't one there. They can really ruin your day if you clip one of those, which I've done many times. Okay, now we can get down a bit. Yeah. Now veer around to the east and we should be just about back. You get a great sense of speed down here too. We're about 80 knots at the moment. And under 50 feet according to my radar altimeter. Okay, I'm going to try to head east, so I have to climb. And try to get eyeballs on the airport. I think it's there. Close to there. Let's follow this road a bit. The roof textures and colours here are 100% spot on. I reckon if we cut through that gap up at the end we'll be at the airport, I think. Just took my eyes off the off the job for 1 second there. That was almost all over Rover. But I've got to be close now. Now I reckon it's just north of here. I've been wrong before, but I think so. Northeast at the moment. It's got to be, yeah, the cluster of white buildings in the distance. It's got to be it. It's got to be it. Look, you can spend hours just playing around here. Okay, I think it's got to be just over those trees. "24 minutes. That's pretty much what I thought. Okay, it's got to be here. Yeah, it is. Yay. Okay, let's... Channel 2. Channel 1. Mike India Golf 3.
Richmond Tower MiGMan 007 is 1 mile south, 600 feet with Oscar to land.
MiGMan 007 Richmond Tower. Altimeter 29.77, wind 108 at 7. Enter left downwind runway 28.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Make left downwind runway 28 MiGMan 007.
There it is.
MiGMan 007, wind 108 at 7. Clear to land runway 28.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Clear to land runway 28 MiGMan 007.
I'm going to miss the piano keys. Not by too much. Oh. Wow, that was almost a terrible mishap. And it ain't over yet.